So today we'll be talking about part 3 of power factor series. In part 2 we understood why reactive power is required. We understood that reactive power is required for transformers, for motors, for any electromagnetic device to perform. In transformer there has to be flux for it to function. A motor to rotate, it has to generate some rotating magnetic field in case of induction motor, and in case of any other motors we require flux for it to operate, and for generating the flux we require reactive power. So up until now we have understood that reactive power is required, however it is useless but still necessary. Now today we'll be talking about more about reactive power and problems associated with reactive power. Suppose there is a grid and there is a load and there is a transmission line. And suppose this load requires certain amount of active power and certain amount of reactive power. Let's say the power factor of the load is 0.8. That means 80% is the active power and 20% is the reactive power. Now, since the load is depending upon the grid for both active and reactive power, it is consuming both active as well as reactive power from the grid. Now because of this there are three problems. The first problem is more transmission losses. We know that transmission loss is equal to I square R. So suppose this is the current that is required for carrying the active power of the load, and this is the current that is required for carrying the reactive power of the load. This is for active power of the load. So if you are asking both active and reactive power from the load, that will be the total current. This is the total current that will be flowing through the transmission line. Since because of this reactive power the total current is increasing, hence the loss will increase. The second problem is transformer blockage. So if we ask both active and reactive power from the grid, it will lead to transformer blockage. What do I mean by transformer blockage is that suppose you only want active power. The transformer is rated in kVA. kVA is equal to kilowatt plus kVAR. Suppose you don't want any reactive power from the transformer from the grid. That means if it is 0, then for the same kVA it can carry more kilowatt. For example, suppose 2500 kVA transformer, if there is no kVAR it can carry more kilowatt. That means more active power. Because of the flow of the reactive power in the transmission line, the capacity of transformer is blocked. It is not able to carry more active power. Alright. The third problem is, let me erase it quickly and then we'll discuss more about it. I hope you have already noted it down. Just give me a few seconds. The first problem we discussed is the more transmission losses. The second problem that we discussed is transformer blockage, and the third problem we are going to discuss now. And the third problem is voltage imbalance. So you can understand it through this thing. Suppose there is load on this end, there is a grid on this end. If the reactive power required by load is greater than reactive power that AC generator at the grid can generate, in that case the receiving end VR will be less than Vs and the voltage will drop here. Similarly, if reactive power of the load is more or less than the grid, reactive power of the grid is more than the reactive power of the load, in that case the receiving end voltage will increase. So because of this, because of the flow of the reactive power in the transmission line, there is a voltage imbalance because the demand of reactive power is very dynamic. For example, right now there may not be the reactive power demand, but suddenly due to switching on of so much of loads, there is a huge reactive power that is demanded by the loads, and the grid is insufficient to supply that reactive power, and it will cause voltage imbalance. In the next video, we'll be talking about what can be done to solve these problems and what are the different techniques to do that. I'll just summarize what we learned today. We learned 3 problems associated with reactive power. The first is transmission line losses, increase in transmission line losses. The second problem is transformer blockage, and the third problem is voltage imbalance. Thank you for watching this video.